What's up, everybody? Big Cheds coming to you live. It's July July the 9th. I just thought I'd do a quick scan for everybody. We can kind of see what's going on here. I'm just taking a look at the chat room for some requests. I'll probably do the requests first. Pardon me, I'm having a drink of the Camp Wana Mango. It's a harpoon beer. It's quite delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the chat room request. That way, try to get the most everybody get your request taken care of so you're happy. So EOS just had a big move here. I guess there was some news with Ethereum. There was a hack of one of the exchanges. I had tweeted it earlier, Bancor or whatnot. Something happened. You guys can check it out on the screen. I guess a hacker got in and got away with a bunch of currencies here, digital currencies. So I guess that's having some kind of a downward push here on EOS. So EOS just had this big dip, and I'm going to go ahead and let's go to like a 1 hour so you can kind of see. There's a low, this went all the way down to, EOS went all the way down to 1200. Wow, that's kind of nuts. So this had like a pretty big dip, and it's trying to stabilize here, but we're not sure if it's going to stabilize yet. So really we're kind of watching right here. So you want to watch the low of this candle here. That's kind of your stop loss. That's your fail safe right now. 1 hour though is kind of tricky to kind of draw a trend or a direction on. So I like to start like at a 4 hour, and you can see here on the 4 hour RSI is around 20. That's in what we call severe oversold levels. But we're not really seeing any kind of strength here with the on-balance volume that I want to see to kind of give me some comfort. So you're now kind of just watching to see if this low holds, right? That's the name of the game right now. You know, looking in the 1 hour, we're kind of trading like a box range, a sideways range right now. I don't know that I would really call this a bearish continuation pattern yet. So it's kind of just going sideways for me. I think it's actually a pretty decent risk reward personally, given how oversold it is. And we have some support here as well. You know, these lows back from June 24th are kind of interesting to take a look at. So that's EOS. Keep an eye on that. BHA, MFT. I don't know if you've heard of that one before. MFT, BTC. Okay, MFT. I'll do, this is for BHA. So MFT, obviously this is a coin or that was just, or a token, whatever, just added to Binance. And they all have this big spike. So 4 hours is, you know, not enough candles yet. So 1 hour, it's holding a nice uptrend. What jumps out to me is this, is the middle Bollinger Band. That's your MA20. So it looks like on its pullback here, kind of caught support and held there as well. And it's trying to do it again right here. But I'm not super confident yet because you see the stochastics RSI is already turning back down. But it's still holding the middle Bollinger. So if you're an MFT and you're a bull and you want to see this to keep running, you're going to want to see this holding the middle Bollinger. So pardon me while I take a drink here. All right, so let's take a look at Cyber Alchemy is asking for ETC, Ethereum Classic. And we know that this one is going to be on Binance, sorry, on Coinbase at some point, and that's a pending catalyst in my opinion. We're seeing a really nice cluster of volume here, right? So that's some nice volume. Let's zoom in. We're getting a little bit of a Bollinger pinch. We are on the 4 hour chart here for ETC on the BTC pair. So it's really nice steady volume here. Again, we're looking at a middle Bollinger. But you could potentially argue for a triple top here. Do I have a chart somewhere for one of these charts? It's not really a 3 falling peaks because that would be going down. I'm always just trying to see what type of pattern, right? It wouldn't be a 3 falling peaks because it's pretty much 3 even peaks. You know, it wouldn't be a head and shoulders top, right? Because you want to have the top. The head here would want to be higher. Or inverted 3 Buddha. So it's really just what's called a 3 mountains, a potential for a 3 mountain top. I apologize, I just can't find the image right now. 3 mountain top, or really that's basically what a triple top is. So 1, 2, 3 potentially. However, the bulls have a decent argument here as well. The bulls could argue we're working on some type of an ascending triangle, bullish continuation pattern. where you have this multiple attempts to break resistance. It's unable to do so, but does have a rising support line. So this could kind of go either way. So if the price gets rejected here, either by, gets rejected, same, right where it is right now at 2,700 area, if it's unable to hold a middle Bollinger, and if it breaks this, rising trend line, very, very brief, basically like that. It's not exact, but that's the concept of it. So this kind of could go either way, or see the Bollinger's pinch, which suggests to us that we're going to see a move. I am seeing a bearish divergence now that I'm looking as well. I don't know if you guys following at home. We are seeing a bearish divergence, pardon me, where we're seeing lower highs here on the unbalanced volume. And bearish divergence. Yeah, lower highs right here. On unbalanced volume, we're seeing flat or even highs. So I actually think this is probably going to be bearish short term just because of the divergence. But we'll have to watch and see. It could always break bearish. Bullish, you never know. Let's keep going. So we did ETC. Jonas Trading. My partner in crime is asking for Verge, and he's busting my chops. But we'll do it anyway. And he, by the way, if you guys got to check out my man here, Big Jonas. He's on Twitter at Big Jonas. He is the one and only Big Jonas. He's doing all sorts of live video updates on Twitter for Bitcoin. You guys got to check it out. I'm a big fan. XVG, okay, for Jonas. So the first thing that it kind of would jump out to me is, you see we had this run up here, right? And we kind of got rejected. All this support here is going to potentially come into play. So, the question is basically, is if price is going to be able to find support here. Another way to do that without all the fanfare, you just draw a horizontal line. You have a couple obvious support levels here. Recent support, roughly speaking. We're going to kind of draw clues from our oscillators. Stochastics RSI is getting oversold. This is probably pretty decent here short term, and the reason why is the on-balance volume is not showing any weakness to me. This kind of suggests to me, yeah, look at this area. This is an area of really significant support. So I'd kind of be surprised if the price doesn't find a base like right around here, and maybe try to, try once more, try to break this resistance right here. So there you go, Big Jonas. I hope that helped you out. Adrian Foley is asking about EOS. Sorry, ADA rather. Pardon me, ADA. All right. So look, this is just like everything else, right? We had this super long downtrend, and then the downtrend broke. But this one hasn't really, the bulls haven't really been able to regain the initiative. It's kind of started in a new downtrend. You can see now multiple rejection points at the middle Bollinger, the MA20. Now compare this to Verge here. Look at the on-balance volume for ADA here, and it's just heading down while it's in a consolidation pattern. And just quickly back, I just want to point out, look at XVG, right? So that's a sentiment indicator. That's an indicator about the strength of the stock, whether it's strong or weak, or the coin, the token, whatnot. So this, and right here, we're testing recent support here. I think this will probably break down. You have a mid-channel stochastics RSI, halfway to reset. You have the RSI here. I'm not convinced it's not going to put in another newer low. And potentially, dip into that oversold territory again. And this is really right here. This is what would concern me if I was a bull of ADA. That's a 4-hour chart. So this is really just 4 hours for flipping, really. If you're trying to hold, you want to go daily or weekly, whatnot. I'm just giving you guys a quick 4-hour. Let's see. How about Ven? Jason S. Okay, how about Ven? Let's take a look at Ven. All right, pretty good. Ven just had a bearish break, a bearish support break. So it tried to form a double bottom. This would have been your first bottom. This would have been your second bottom. It's almost like a failed W. Where is it here? So it's like a failed W where you tried to go a W bottom and then it broke down. So this is probably headed for more pain. There's a couple clues here on Ven that it's headed for more pain. This again is your warning sign with your unbalanced volume. This tells you bears are in control. What these two right here tell you is that it's kind of middle channel, right? It normally can go up or down. Both of these can go up or down, but they're probably going to go down, is the point I'm basically trying to make. So this looks to me, and you have the recent bearish support break. So this one is a shields up. Be careful. This is a clearly bearish in my humble estimation. Let's take a look here. Verge, we did that. Then XRM for Pen Knob. XMR BTC. Monero for my Monero. Okay. Yeah, 4 hour. All right, so you're kind of, see, let me erase that. We're kind of going sideways here, my friends. We are trying to consolidate. You have, unfortunately, a bit of a double top here. Where I'll call that your first top, and I'll call that your second top. So you have that. You do have higher lows, barely. So if you're going by candle close, that's your first low, and that's your second low here. However, if you go wicks, it's probably the same story. Here's your low, there's your second lows. You still have higher lows. That's kind of the name of the game right now. So what you're kind of watching this. There's no clear direction because you've got, other than the rejection, now you're testing support. And you can see how this is kind of a channel right here, this whole area, and this is the bottom of the channel at this 19.7 level. So it's not unreasonable to expect a retest here. However, there are some positive signs for bulls. We have some decent bull volume here, and the on-balance volume is pretty good. There's no divergence of any kind to worry me. So this probably, though, needs to go sideways. I think it probably will still go sideways and then retest support, or maybe even put in a slightly higher low. You know, maybe it puts in a slightly higher low, you know, somewhere around that 20.1 level. That's what I would just kind of, just to spitball XMR there. John Doe is looking for some Litecoin analysis. Litecoin is just under 82. We're on the Bitfinex server. I'm going to remove an old trend line I have. So it's 4 hour. You can see we are trading in a pretty tight range here with the Bollingers. You can see with this big drop here on June 22nd, and you can see how the Bollingers widened, and it took a while to kind of for them to tighten back up again. So you are trading in a sideways range here. We had a decent bounce. What is that? 79. It's like a $6 move, $5 move. I mean, I know traders who make a living off of that, but you know, there was really no staying power. We have kind of a tweezer top here. So what are the clues? The clues are the on-balance volume is still pretty weak. You could maybe hope for some type of almost a double bottom on it here. So maybe it goes a little bit lower, and that would correspond with this recent low potentially of 80. So it's really hard to say. I mean, everybody's just guessing, but I don't see a lot of strength here right now, John Doe, in regards to LTC. I would personally be watching. I mean, you have some nice decent lower wicks, which shows you bulls are fighting back. I would really just watch this closely. If we can maintain a candle close basis, the 4 hour above this level, that's what I would want to see if I was a bull. I did Dennis Lee, I did XVG, NPXS. I saw some people on Twitter. What were they saying about it? I'll leave that up to them. But NPXS, we're looking at the 4 hour chart. This is also listed on Binance recently on June 21st. Gabriel Robbins, NPXS. Let's kind of zoom in here. What sticks out to me is we had this really big spike, this volume spike back on the 6th of July, and we've kind of given that all back, or almost all of it back. And the price, so the price is in theory kind of responding to a pinch here. So the Bollingers, see the Bollingers are getting really tight, and now the price is responding to that, and it is moving in one direction. In this direction, it would be south or down. These are not good candles for bulls. They really need to show some more determination if they're going to stop a retest of this level right above here, roughly. So I think bulls are going to have to step it up, or this is going to go to 0.0000000054, which is, I don't know, maybe a couple cents or maybe less than that. Anyway, you're going to have to watch this, but it looks pretty bearish right now, my friend. Roman Zidmar, ZRX, which is currently sitting in all, what's it called? Full disclosure, it's sitting in my cold wallet. I do, however, see a bearish formation short term. I do see a bit of a, where is it? Here we go. It's kind of a head and shoulders top. It's kind of a, or an inverted 3 Buddha, you know, so far, but not confirmed because we haven't really broken a neckline, and this is, it's hard to kind of differentiate this head from this shoulder, but you know, roughly speaking, it's kind of a head and shoulders top. And I'm thinking, based on what I'm seeing in the RSI and the on balance volume, that this probably isn't going to bounce until we see an oversold RSI again. You know, it might go go a little pop and then down, but I feel like this is likely, pardon me, likely to retest these highs on this first move. So that's, you know, that's like that 12 range, roughly speaking. So I think this is a sure bet for 13K, is what I would say on ZRX. Let's see. Oh, Chona's Trading gave me $1. That works. Thanks, buddy. I guess I'll buy lunch next time. Full House Group is Neo. Yeah, that's cool. Super chat. You can send money. That's pretty cool. Neo, N-E-O for Full House Group. Let's take a look here. So the 4 hour, I mean, you're looking for help and you're in danger of losing critical support. I mean, clearly this is critical support right here. So the question is, are the bulls going to be able to hold it? So this candle, what? We have 3 hours into the 4 hours so far. It's currently an inside bar, which means that the entire range, and right now it's a true doji. Almost a true doji, which is the open, the close are the same. It's completely within the range of the prior candle, an inside bar. The high, the low, you know, the real body, it's all within inside this range, which suggests a diminution or a lessening rather of the prior force, which in this case is bearish, which potentially would suggest a rallying. It really depends on your method. You know, if you're a bull, if you're a bear, you could say, well, we broke, you have a lower low here, but that's if you use the candle wick basis. On the candle close basis, we actually have a higher low rather for the close. So that's what's fun about charting. It all depends on how you want to interpret it. I would say bulls really need to maintain this low, which is 5,500. So this is an okay candle. I wouldn't be scaling in here just yet. I might want to see how this candle closes. I mean, on this doji, I might take a small starter. But in that, we have a little bit more confidence. We have some history here. I mean, this is an area with quite a bit of recent history in this range. So, I mean, it wouldn't be shocking to see the bulls hold here. So I'd say Neo looks decent, actually, here. That's my opinion. Roman Zidair, ZCL. I already did ZRX for you, but we'll do ZCL as well. Z Classic. Z Classic. Yeah, not much going on here. I mean, the on-balance volume is decent, but, you know, all this bull push for nothing. I mean, rejection, rejected, right? Thrice rejected in this area. You know, that's a kind of like a gravestone doji, or you could call it an invert. You could call it a, yeah, it's pretty much a gravestone doji, or a shooting star. Shooting star is basically a version of the gravestone doji, where rather than a doji, which means no candle body, or in theory up to 5%, a shooting star has kind of more of a real candle body. So this would be more of a shooting star than a gravestone doji. And you have this follow up here, kind of confirming that signal on some decent volume. But you know, you just got to see, I guess, see if the support maybe holds right there at 12.5. I would watch that, but I'm really not impressed with this right now. ONT for B7 Oaks. Excuse me. ONT. This one looks like it's in a bit of trouble. However, pardon me, if you're a bottom feeder, if you're a bottom feeder, this would interest you. The RSI being oversold. What is it? 20, similar to what EOS. You know, stock RSI is reset. You do have a dip below the lower Bollinger, which is by definition a price movement outside of a standard deviation. You had one here; it didn't really do much for you, so that's, you know, a little bit of caution. But this one was great. You know, even this dip here, you had a little bit of a bounce. You know, this last dip here, a little bit of a bounce. This one, not so much. This one, not so much. So it kind of depends. Let's see. Let's see if this corresponds with any support. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of history in this area. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounce, but it's still early. This is hinting it can go lower. I believe. Let's just kind of zoom in here. I want to take a look and see if we broke last candle's low. So the low of this candle is 61.28. Low of the prior candle is 61.37. So we broke that low. So this is, I mean, there's nothing yet. You don't have any kind of, if you get in, if you start to phase in, you know, scale in now, I mean, God bless you. But that last one we were looking at least, I don't remember whatever we were looking at, it was maintaining a higher low, and this isn't yet. So that's something to be careful with. Gold coin, is that a real one? BBOBB investor, gold coin, GLD BTC. Okay. I must already have it in my collection. GLD. GLD looks pretty weak. Although this is flat, you're not losing. That's not bad. This is kind of this is okay. I'm not like in love with it, but I mean, look, there's almost no buy volume. I mean, that's a nice little candle here. It's you'd call that in theory to say, oh, look, it's a bullish harami, but there's no volume here. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Bullish harami. You're like, oh, it's a bullish harami, but I mean, there's no volume. What you want to see on a harami, right, is you want to see more volume on the second candle, which kind of suggests there's more force on that second candle, which in this case would have been bullish. So this is, I mean, it's technically a bullish harami, but it's a false signal. You know, that being said, it looks okay. As long as you can stay above this low, 964, I think you're okay in the short run. We did ZCL Roman. We did XMR. We did ONT. We did ZCL. What? Again, we did ONT. We've done NEO. Let's see. RPX. I haven't seen that one before. RPX, BTC. Red Pulse. I mean, like, where do you guys come up with these? I mean, it's like everything else, like ADA, right? You had that big downtrend, and then it popped, and you can see right here. I mean, you had this beautiful buy volume, and then you had these very ugly upper shadows, upper wicks. Look at that. That's a shooting star right there, and you haven't really recovered from it. You had a nice little bounce here, almost a piercing pattern on low volume here. And then you have this long-legged doji that marked the top of this run, and it's kind of just drifting down again. So lower high, higher low here. So, you know, you got to kind of watch to see what happens. On balance volume is decent. RSI, I'm not seeing a ton of weakness here. You know, I wouldn't be like shocked to see it bounce like right there. Really wouldn't shock me to see it kind of bounce right around 565. Let's see. Any more requests? SIA coin, SC, BTC. Sia. Isn't that like a singer? Sia or something? I feel like I've heard that before. SCBTC. Ooh. Somebody just got out of this one. You gotta get this is a bearish scenario being presented to us. That's a shooting star. Let's pull it up because I've mentioned it a few times today. That's a shooting star candle right there. That's a bearish reversal candle. And more importantly, the amount of volume on it is quite compelling. And you can see in the unbalanced volume, just like dumpage. So this one, I wouldn't want to touch this one right now, personally. ETC with that. All right, is that Swan? I'll do all these ones you guys are asking me. I don't see a Swan. And then Key, is that one Key BTC? Key. I'll just the last one, and then I'll wrap up. I'll do Bitcoin, and then you guys can go back to enjoying the summer. Lower Bollinger dip. Dipping below the Bollinger here, quite weak. Support break. It's oversold, but there's no reason it should bounce other than this historic support here back on end of June. So I wouldn't be surprised, given that RSI is sub 30, I wouldn't be surprised to see it settle somewhere in this range here. What is that? 187 to like 220. So yeah, that's kind of, I'd start to look to see it kind of settle and hold there, would be my guess. Where's Big Bad Jonas? Jonas is doing his own videos. We're going to do one together probably maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, but we're just switching it up. Last request before Bitcoin. WAN, W-A-N by Crypto Nige. Let's take a look. Yeah. I mean, not a lot of strength. It had a nice bounce, but and we have kind of like a clear downtrend line here. You know, roughly in the candle close. And maybe we find support, but I don't see strength either. So we are testing. This is a really kind of a critical test for bulls. You want to hold this area right here. If you can't hold that, we are looking like a drift down to 33.99 area is my guess. Let's go ahead and do a quick little, let's do Ethereum first, then I'll do Litecoin. I'll wrap it up with Bitcoin. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. Let's see here. Ethereum. So Ethereum, you have a nice reset here in the 4-hour with the stock RSI, but I'm not really digging what I'm seeing here with the on-bounce volume. It's almost a bearish divergence where you have lower highs. We had it here, but now it's kind of corrected, so it's not so much of a bearish divergence anymore. This candle's okay here. It's kind of an inverted hammer. So I think this one looks decent. Let's take a look at support. You're going to want to see clearly, you're going to want to try to hold 472. If 472 fails, you can ignore this signal because it was nothing. It was just a fake out, this inverted hammer. So you both want to see 472 hold. It kind of corresponds to this previous peak here. It was rejected several times before the breakout. So we had this nice move, the pullback, rejection in this 475, 480 area, rejection, pullback, rejection, more consolidation, and then breakthrough. So on this breakthrough, but what the bulls need to do, we're currently we're back testing right here. So there's a back test of this breakout level. Bulls really need to hold this level or, you know, forget about it, as they say. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin on the 4-hour. I mean, this on-balance volume is just weak. I think I looked at Litecoin earlier. I did Litecoin earlier already. So you guys can just refer back to that. And Bitcoin. Let's go to Bitcoin on Bitfinex. Bitfinex server. I mean, I don't know. I kind of keep expecting like a Bart. You guys would call Bart Simpson. or like a tower top. Oh, there's a lot of sideways in between here, where you have like the kind of the big leg down. But it hasn't really happened, and it may not happen because we still do have in this impulse move, we still have higher lows, higher low, higher low, higher low, held it, higher low. So I mean, bulls are still in control, but for Bitcoin. But what's really noticeable to me is you check out this area right here, and that's kind of like where we are, and we got a lot to push through. We have a lot of history in this area, going back to from June. So in June, this is a really kind of a key area, and I believe I have the highs marked somewhere, but it's like 68. What is this high? 68.99. So the high of this candle, that would be the breakout on Bitcoin. If you can break this high there, whatever that is, 68.99, and then I'm just gonna roughly put it. And then there was this high here, which is 68.50. So there's not a ton of volume, and so it can kind of get manipulated and pumped either way. But for any kind of pump here, you want to watch, the 68.50 and the 68.90 level. Where did we stop here? 68.20. So yeah, I mean, it could kind of go either way. I don't want to. It's hard to know. I still think bulls are in control. I think bulls will probably test this area one more time, the 68.50 level to 68.99 level. I think it's likely, even if it's going to be turned bearish shortly. I just think it's likely that we actually do test this level once more. So that's kind of where I'm at. In any case, I will leave it on that. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Hopefully I helped you out, and feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at any point. Just before I go, I do want to mention one thing for you guys. Let me go ahead and pull that up. All right, so what's pretty cool is we've just now very recently announced that we're doing a monthly option and a quarterly option for Bitcoin Live. And we had our founder sale back in June, and people could sign up for the yearly yearly membership. And there's a lot of feedback. People wanted to try it out, or they didn't want to go pay for a whole year all at once. So you can sign up now. There are quarterly and monthly options. And if you guys aren't sure what is Bitcoin Live, is it right for me? Just check out my webinar, which is on my YouTube page, Cheds Trading. And here's my sign up link as well. But definitely check, reach out to me. It's what it is. It's the best in class educational platform for crypto. And I'm partnered with a bunch of great teachers and analysts. And what we're doing is we're putting together a lot of unique premium content for you. How to read charts, how to trading discipline, risk management. And we do a lot of alerts as well, giving you guys signals, when we see certain things going on. I put out a signal on Bitcoin Diamond, BCD, and it had like a 30% bounce. That was just this morning, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, you guys definitely should check it out. There are videos, webinars for each of the teachers, so you can kind of see, if you're not familiar with anybody, you guys can check that out. And it's definitely a community that we're happy to have you check out. And definitely feel free to reach out to me if you guys have any questions. But once again, I wish you well, trade safe, and take care. Peace out.